Hello, friends, knitter friends. I have this just to show you very quickly. I just put this on my community page in case anybody was interested. It is a free pattern, so I can show it to you. And if you know Ross, he is the Smell Great guy, and his channel is called Smells Like Yarn. And this is the washcloth or dishcloth, whatever you want to use it for. And I always have trouble on these figuring out which is the right side, which is the wrong side. They're both pretty, so it really doesn't matter. But all this is using are knit stitches and purl stitches. So today I'm going to work with you. You've learned the cast on, or hopefully you've learned a cast on. We did the knitted cast on. There's many cast ons to do. If you aren't getting that one, let me refer you to Very Pink Knits. I think it's Knits. VeryPinkKnits.com. Very Pink Knits. Or Very Pink Knit if it's not Knits. I think it's Knits. That lady, and I cannot think of her name right now, but she does great tutorials. And I just watched one on a specialty stitch. Well, it's an increase stitch. It's abbreviated. It's called knit front and back, and it's a 1 increase stitch. So knit front back. So it's KFB is how it's abbreviated, and she does it up close like I'm trying to do, and I'm not doing things in slow-mo, but I'm trying to do them very slowly so you can see. So all these are knit stitches on here, okay? That's what we've done so far. And I did want to tell you, each one of these ridges that you see that ridge line going there, this ridge line going there, that's 2 rows in each of those ridges. So right here is like a half, that's just 1 row that I have on there. And when I do another row, I'd have another ridge like these. You can see how that's a half. I believe. Let's see. No, actually that does look like 2. That's 2. I was just getting ready to do my other one, I believe. Anyway, when you get started, you're going to count each row anyhow, but that's kind of a shortcut. Okay, so with knitting, you know you go in this way. And you wrap your yarn around. And this stays still, and this goes down, stands on its head, catches that, and off, and so forth. Right? So, for purling, they say purling is the opposite of knit, like knitting backwards. And it has a total different look so that you can get cool patterns like this. All this are knits and purls, combination of both. Like on this pattern, let's see if you can see that. I think maybe you can. Tells you how many to cast on, 38 stitches. Row 1, you knit all the stitches on that row. Row 2, you knit all the stitches. Row 3 is purl 2, knit 2, all the way to the end of the row. Purl 2, knit 2. The next row, you just switch them around and knit 2 first and then purl 2. And then you keep repeating those rows, and it tells you how many times to repeat them or until desired length. And then you do 2 more rows of knit because you did 2 starting out here. That kind of makes your little border, and then you bind off. And I do need to show you, there is a bind off in this playlist, but it's about 5 minutes in with the Happy Mail, and I am going to redo that, do another one. But I wanted to go ahead, while I had these stitches on, and show you purling and show you how it differs from the knit stitch. So with purling, you come in with your needle like this, and I know it's going to be all kinds of awkward at first. I can't even get it in there. And I'm going to lay it down just a second. The trickiest ones are getting it started. Then I'm going to wrap it around the front instead of going around the back and take the stitch off the back like that. That's a purl stitch. Once again, see how it differs? It's just like knit, but you're going in the front instead of the back. All that's in there. Is so tricky for me to have this on the stand and be able to see what you guys are seeing. But this is the purl. P, you don't spell it like a pearl in the ocean. It's P-U-R-L, which you guys should know from seeing it on my channel name. Knit, Purl, and Squirrel with GrannyDee Thompson. One of these days I'll take the Thompson part off. I only left it on so people could find me because, as I said before I started my channel, I was on a whole bunch of people's channels and they knew me as Dee Thompson. So I wanted folks to be able to find my new channel. So the D was in the GrannyDee, and then I just kept the Thompson. I think it's in parentheses. Just a little FYI. As I'm showing you the purl stitch, we're going to see how different it looks after we do a few rows. And folks, please don't get frustrated and give up. I know a lot of you, or several of you, have told me you're getting it. And then a few of you have said nope. And then some of you, well, I hope if you're not interested, you're not watching. But some of you say it's relaxing just to watch me do it. So if you just get relaxation from watching me, then that's cool too. Maybe one of these days you'll get interested and want to try it. It really is wonderful. And y'all know, as brainless as I am, if I can do it, you guys, I'm not brainless, but my memory is for poop anymore. And I hope once my iron gets all the way back up like it's supposed to be, and I still am feeling a whole lot better, and praise God for it, and that my feet feel so much better. Oh my goodness. Just makes me wonder if iron affects your feet. Guess it can affect everything. And maybe the hypothyroidism too, I don't know. Of course, I don't believe I've taken those long enough for me to see an improvement much over anything, but who knows? I'm just, thank God for all your prayers, and that through you, I knew what to ask the doctor to check. Because if I wouldn't have, I don't know that he ever would have. Because this stuff's been going on for a while. Just getting worse and worse and worse. And I told y'all I've gained like 50 pounds in a year, and I've had the bypass surgery. Not one time, not 2 times, but 3 times. I'm hoping this isn't blurry. If it is, I'm going to end up redoing it, in which case you'll never see this. And that is one whole row of purling. I'm still just loving, loving, loving this yarn. This is there is a wrong side and a right side and it's abbreviated by WS for wrong side, RS for right side, to knitting. Do you see how that looks on the right side? When you do a knit row and then a purl row, now it's going to change as I do more purl rows, but when you do one knit row, one purl row, you're going to have a smooth material fabric created that's called stockinette. You knit one row, purl one row, and it's beautiful, but it does curl, which is why you always need to put a garter border on it. And garter is nothing but all knit stitches. So we go around again in front. You see how I stuck my needle in the front there? I need to tighten this up. This is some of the springiest yarn. I just love it. It's so, so, so soft. Hope y'all can see where I am doing everything. So you stick it in and it's pointed down instead of going like this for knit stitch in the back. You go that way you were going from the bottom to the top and in through the back. This way you're going from the top to the bottom, crossing in front and wrapping your yarn around the front. It's not hard at all. A lot of people say they hate purling, and I really don't know why. I really don't. On my rib stitches for hats, and I will teach you how to do a hat later on, but you got to get all this stuff done first. Please don't try to be making a project yet if you're a very first starting out. Just do practice pieces like this and just keep working and working. If you try to make a project starting out, like I told you, it's like learning piano. You got to learn the key names, where they are, the scales, all that stuff before you ever play a song, right? This is just like it. The more practice you get, the less boo-boos you'll have on your first project. Now, some of you said you already knew how to knit, but you kind of forgot some things. So in that case, you might be ready to go ahead and take off on a first project. Which a washcloth would be fine, but I do washcloths in either 100% cotton, or there are some blends that are like, I think I love this cotton as an 85-15, 85 cotton, 15 something. Nylon, polyester, I forget what it is. Acrylic, I think it's acrylic. But you want 100%, I like 100%, or at least that 85-15. A lot of cotton, because if you don't, your washcloths, dishcloths, and the only difference between a washcloth and a dishcloth is just what you use it for. It's kind of like a fiddle and a violin. There's no difference. It's just the type of music you play on it. So with this, it's just the type of whatever you want to use it for. But the cotton is so your washcloth, dishcloth, whichever you're using it for, doesn't get all stinky, smelly. And it feels weird too if you try to wash, I think, with an acrylic washcloth, or wash dishes with an acrylic. What I do after I wash dish, and once you use these as dishcloths and washcloths, I think you just kind of never want to go back to the bought stuff, because these are so much better. And they're so fun to make. And there's so many different patterns, so you can learn a lot of cool stitches. And like I say, I'm just going to show you the basics unless y'all ask me for something in particular. You run across something in particular and you ask me, can I show you whatever, I'd be glad to. But, you know, go back to that. Refer to the Very Pink Knits. She's got lots of tutorials and she will show you everything. So what I was talking about, if you're going to do something with all purl stitches, like these last two, or I usually leave 5. Like I would have done these last 3 plus these 2 in a knit stitch. And do that every row. When you start and when you finish, so you have on the left side and the right side. You know, like I would knit 5 rows of all knit stitches before I start my knit 1 row, purl 1 row to do the stockinette. I can show y'all that later. And then I would do 5 stitches of knit on each row and the purl in between on the purl rows. But right now we're just showing you all purl. You've learned the knit stitch, I hope. If you haven't, it's still there for you. It's the second tutorial I did. The first one was casting on. So that's purl. We're just purling, purling, purling. Purling, purling, purling. Look at how that's looking. I mean, that is stockinette looking, but now you're going to start seeing purl bumps. This is looking like stockinette because of all these knit stitches, knit rows I had. Okay, let's keep purling. And I know you could just, I wouldn't have to keep doing this, that you could just run it back. I think I'm just going to do this 1 more row. I hope you're getting this. Can you hear the pitter-patter of rain on the roof? It's a rainy, chilly day here in central North Carolina. I can turn my accent on and off. Y'all notice that? Everybody can. Or, I guess. I used to do a pretty fair British accent, and that really stunk right there. I hope I'm not too close or too far, but just right. You know what? That might be in the way. Is that in the way? I didn't even think of that. Sorry, my hand's coming across there, but all I'm doing is taking this. Once I've stuck it in upside down in front, I take this and I wrap it around this needle. Go around the back to the front. And then take it off. Stick it in. Wrap around the front instead of the back. Go through. Take it off. This guy still, he stands on his head the whole time this time. Can you see what I'm doing? I wish I could do this where you could see better. Just wrapping this around. It's in the front now. I'm taking it to the back and just wrapping it around to the front. Taking that through and off. Stick it in, wrap around. This stays still. This goes through and catches that stitch. And then you pull it off. Don't forget to pull it off or you'll have a mess. And that's something that a lot of folks do. They'll go, well, I did it. and then they'll have all this tight stuff between their needles because they didn't take their stitch off. I said I was only going to do this one more row, but I don't know. I wanted you to see how a few purl rows look together, so we'll see how it's looking after this. I hope you getting this. Hope you got the cast on, the knitted cast on. Like I say, if you don't like that cast on or you can't get it, there's lots and lots of others. Go to verypinknits.com or verypinknit.com. It's one or the other. I'll try to link it in the description box if I remember to do that. But anything I'm showing you that you don't get, or anything else you want to learn, like knit front and back, your stitch is called slip slip knit, which is abbreviated SSK, and that's a decrease stitch. There's increased stitches, decreased stitches when you want to change the shape of whatever you're knitting. Just like in crochet, you've got different stitches. Not only the single, half double, double, treble, but you've got a lot of other stitches too. And I've got a lot to learn with crochet. So we've done several purl stitches now. Still kind of hard to, I think I probably need to do some more so you can see. And I may have started this on the wrong side instead of a right side, and that makes a difference in how it looks too. I'm sorry, my hand comes across there every time, but I'm just wrapping it around like that. Wrapping, taking to the front, wrapping it around like that. It's hard to do it without taking my hand in front. But you saw it a couple of times, so you can keep running it back over that. But anyway, just keep doing practice pieces instead of a project if you're brand new. Don't start out wanting to do I know you want to do a hat, you want to do a washcloth, you want to do this and that. And if you can, if you've got it really well and you're not making boo-boos and you understand, then by all means take off. But I just don't want you to get frustrated and stop. Practice, practice, practice. And you can use this yarn again. Don't think you're messing up your yarn. And don't use your best yarn. I didn't mention that, but you know, use some whatever you consider a yarn that's good. To me, Red Heart, just a plain old Red Heart. Super Saver yarn would be fine to start with. These needles are size 8s. They go well with a worsted weight yarn. You have to always check your pattern to see what kind of yarn, what weight of yarn. Sometimes the type too, depending on what your project is. And size needles that go with it. Sometimes in a pattern they'll tell you to use needles that are not the suggested needles for the yarn size, because they want you to get a certain effect in the pattern that you might not get with the suggested needle size. Y'all know that with doing, the ones of you who crochet. I love crochet. I need to learn more crochet. I love my mouse stitch. I'm still doing mouse stitch. I know how to do singles, obviously, because mouse stitch includes singles. And I know how to do half double. I know how to do double. I know how to do treble. So those are some purl stitches together. On that side, it doesn't look much different. This side, it's not. It's kind of hard to tell on here too, isn't it? But doing these purl rows instead of all these bumps together, you got a separation between. And I'm not sure. May have to start out doing another piece just all purl. Let's try that and see how it looks. Hope y'all are having a good day today. It's Wednesday, October 16th, maybe. I think Z, Zelda NRJ3. Our Z, sorry, I'm shaking the table. It shakes the camera. I think her birthday was yesterday. No, I've been watching my buddy Cindy Suttles, and she was sent Z something. Cindy's the sweetest girl. Lots of y'all artists be so generous and send things, and I want to. I just don't have the moolah. And I know y'all are saying, well, she sent those hats to Crystal. Well, I know, and that was $5 and something, which isn't a whole lot to anybody, but when you don't have it, but still, that was a special case. And Lily, I've got yours already. It's just, yours is going to cost a little more than $5 to see it. Lily and I were doing we had a trade lined up from something before. Okay. I'm going to show y'all another cast on that's that real easy one. So you got your slip knot on here. And you just put the yarn like that. I think I showed y'all this before, and then I started doing the knit cast on. But since I just want to put some stitches on here right quick, do a bunch of purl rows and see if it looks different than what I was getting having the knit rows on there. See how you do that? This is a real easy cast on, but it's very, 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 so you're not really even doing a stitch there. It's just getting some things on there. And this is fine, and I do a lot of my projects starting like this, but when you do this type cast on, I don't even know what it's called. You can probably find out, but this is what I learned when I was 9 years old in 4-H when I first learned it, and I probably squirreled. I was talking about Cindy Suttles before. Oh, about how she was generous. She was talking about Z's birthday, and she had sent Z something. Cindy's just sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. A lot of y'all are. Thank you so much for all the happy mails ever sent. A bunch of y'all sent me a crochet hook or hooks or yarn, all kinds of stuff, and I am going to use them. Don't want you to think I'm not. Got all excited about my latte cake. Please don't think I'm not going to use the yarn. I know Dana sent me a bunch. Thais and some other folks too. Don't want to leave anybody out. A bunch of you did. And won some giveaways. So I am using that yarn, or I will use it. I just have to really was trying to finish a lot of projects, but then I stopped to do Crystal's hats since she asked me. When I say Crystal, y'all know Bag a Day. A lot of y'all were in the live when she comes through sometimes on lives, and I'm not special. She'll do that, helping folks out that are small channels that are growing. And y'all, I got every day it seems like my little bit of monetization, y'all watching my ads is so wonderful, and that helps me so much. Like I said, I'm not able to send stuff. I know a lot of you are in the same boat, but like I've said, if you're supporting me, if you're in the Squirrel Squad, if you've subscribed, then you got me to 1K and above. And I didn't even count those, and I'm not worried about it because we're not doing any pattern. But being in the Squirrel Squad, so subscribing helps me. I still need to get lots more subscribers, and I know I want a 1K, and I'm not being greedy, but you know, the more you get, the more people can give you watch time, plus watch your ads. So increase the moolah Granny gets trying to live off of her teacher retirement pension when I didn't get all my years. Didn't quite get all 30 years in because of some health problems. So remember, when you're starting out with purl, you're going down in the front, taking that needle upside down, or that's the way I do it. And then wrapping it, or trying to wrap without having my hand in front of the camera. And pulling it out. But all that helps me so much. So if you can't send things, which I totally don't expect anybody to, I sure love Happy Mail. Who doesn't? I want to be able to send y'all Happy Mail. But right now, it's all I can do to pay bills. I can't even pay them. I don't want to get too much into that because I know everybody's got some financial woes, or maybe not everybody, but a lot of us do, especially us retired folk. Oh, I made so much more money when I was working, but I love being retired. It's just the money stinks so bad. And I was planning on supplementing my income by substitute teaching, which I could still do. I have let my license lapse. If I would have kept my license up, I could have gotten more pay when I sub as being an unlicensed person. But still, it would be helpful. But I couldn't because of my feet. But now, praise God, if my feet keep doing well, maybe I'll be able to do that. I do miss the kids. I miss teaching. I miss reading to the kids. That's why I'm enjoying reading to you guys so much. When you do this, you don't have to worry about a camera getting in your way. You're just going to go over like that. And I haven't talked to y'all about how to hold the yarn in your hand to get the right tension, because everybody has their own way of holding it. Again, check out Very Pink Knits. I'm sure there's lots of others, but she's good. I know this video is going on forever and ever and ever, which I didn't intend to do, but I wanted to show you. Well, I wanted to show you how the knit and purl differed. And I know you could see the stockinette part in there, but you really couldn't see just the purl, and now I don't have the knit to show you. So I may end up just stopping after this. I don't know. Might do one more and see. Do the craziest tutorials ever, because hey, this is all new to me too. I've never done this before. Never, ever, ever. Oh gosh, I got that in front of me again. See how much slack there is between the rows when you do this type of cast off. That's why I ain't casting on. That's why it's so stretchy, and it really doesn't have a good look like the knitted cast on does. It's kind of sloppy looking. Hey, if you can get it like that, you couldn't get the other, work with it. Do it to it. Oh, that rain just makes you want to take a nap, doesn't it? I had some good sleep last night. It's cooler weather. And I've been trying to do a little more housework around this joint. Oh, I got cobwebs everywhere. Did y'all see Kimber Ann? I forgot her channel name. I think she just is Kim's. Is it Kim's Crochet and Knit? I'll have to look it up. Y'all know Kim or Kimber Ann. She comes on my lives. But she, you know, she dyes yarn and stuff too. But she knits and crochets. But she did the cutest. I was watching one of her videos yesterday. I think it was a new one. And she was showing this little critter she made that had some floppy fringe type hair that she called it a something daisy duster or something like that. And I think she or somebody had I'm not sure if that was her pattern or what, but anyway, it was the cutest thing. And you just stick it on like the end of a broomstick or something and use it to get your cobwebs down. But it's so cute. And I believe I could handle doing that. She said it was really easy. It's just so cute too. It'd make cleaning up kind of fun. And hey, if you can do that, you've done something. It would be good to use also to dust off your ceiling fans. Put it on like the end of a broomstick or mop handle, whatever. Or just got you a dowel rod and stuck it on there. Alright. And then you just can take them off and throw them in the wash. So I thought that was a really cool idea. I'm working really close to the tips, as you see, and you want to make sure your yarn doesn't, your stitches don't fall off. So you see how I'm kind of holding them on here. I did not mean for this to take forever, and this thing keeps scooting over here. A little dish slash washcloth. I've got plenty of dishcloths, so that's probably going to be a washcloth. And you can also, when you get going on this knit thing, of course you could crochet it too, and you probably know this, but those of you who've used scrubby yarn before, or some of you say you can't stand the way it feels, but it sure does do a number on dishes, as well as using it to, if you use it in the bathtub to exfoliate your skin. You just don't want to rub hard and scrape your skin all up. But anyway, that's kind of how that's looking. I should do more rows, but this video is long as everything now, so I'll just stop there. But anywho, I'll leave it right there, and maybe I'll add on some more pearl rows so you can see. I'll come back later with a separate. Take this off and look at you a little bit. I hope I not got you upside down. Hey, y'all! Goodness gracious, over 40 minutes. Well, anyway, I will come back. Don't forget, the binding off is on about 5 minutes in. That other video I have in this playlist is Happy Mail. But about 5 minutes in, I was sitting here at the table. Oh, wash my hair. Talk about cobwebs. I did comb it, but it doesn't look good. Anyway, squirrel. But it does show you how to bind off. But if you need it before I get to the bind off, I am going to do it separately. But I do want to get back to this and do some more pearl rows just to show you that before I do another bind off. And I don't know when I'll be sitting